Hey, good morning.
No.
I'm sorry. Good morning.
Nah.
Good afternoon.
Sure.
Good evening then.
Good night. Just whatever.
Well, what's going on with you, man? Are
Nothing.
you good?
Nothing's going on.
You seem busy.
Well, yeah, I'm away.
You're away right now?
Yeah, I'm in Rochester, New York.
Rochester. You're going to a wedding in Rochester?
That's right.
You have a friend from Rochester?
He's from Rochester. He doesn't live in Rochester, but he's from here, so his family. I
don't think you're saying Rochester.
How do you say it?
Rochester.
Rochester?
Rochester.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a C in there, so I thought, okay, the C is the Chester.
The C is the Chester, like Chester.
So Rochester.
Right. Yeah, Rochester is what people I think say.
R-O?
Yeah, you'd think that would be Rochester, but it's not. I think
Rock.
It's definitely not Rochester. That I'm
okay. Well, then it's Rochester.
Okay, then you talk to people tonight and say, "How are you liking Rochester?" Now that's the home of Ballard.
Oh, is it?
My good friend.
There's a lot of people that look like Ballard around here.
You're sensing Ballard vibes.
Yeah, I got Ballard vibes.
How have you been? How were you last week? We missed you on our episode of Epstein and Epstein.
Where was it? What happened last week? I was shooting, right?
We're shooting, yes.
Yeah, shooting the show. But listen, I can't be on everybody's not on every episode. There's times where Kelly Ripa's not there. You know what I mean? There's times where fucking Johnny Carson, all the drama between David Letterman and Jay Leno is when Johnny Carson would take a little vacay.
That's very true. And a lot of people starting to start controversy that Billy June could replace Cipha Sounds. I'm hearing the same kind of thing moving around.
Billy June, I heard he killed it.
He killed it. Billy June.
I was absent from the last episode, so I went on the Discord and I was having some fun on the Discord with the people.
That was nice. That was a nice makeup to the patrons. At least they got a little Cipha Sounds in the Discord.
Yeah, we'll always find a way to make it up.
I did say the only complaint I had about you, only complaint, was not that you're.
Oh boy.
Was
oh boy.
Was that there's a reputation between us that I am hard to get a hold of. I am the schedule problem. If you were to ask Cipha Sounds, he'd go, I'm available all the time. 24/7, 365, Cipha Sounds. Rosenberg, him and his jobs. And I'm just saying.
Where is this coming from?
Sometimes you are also a very busy fellow, is all I'm saying. That's all.
But I'll record 1 in the morning.
But that's not. Why is that the standard for normalcy?
I'm not saying both of us have fucked up schedules, but I'll stay up as long as it takes to get it done. You won't.
No.
So that's what it is. That's what I'm saying.
So
you have a set schedule
of humans.
My schedule.
Whereas you'd be willing to do 4 a.m. podcasts.
Absolutely, 100%.
You get home from the comedy club. You go.
How many times have we said we're going to do 9 a.m., but I'm on the West Coast, so I got to be up at 5:30 to set up for 6 a.m. recording. At anytime I'm ready. Anytime. Anytime. You're the one that goes, but listen, you got a work-life balance. I respect it. I don't have that. I don't believe in it. I don't live in fucking Norway. I live in America.
You have work balance.
Work balance. I throw my life in there here and there.
Yeah, but what about this though, Cipha? This is the second time in a row that we want to go do a guest thing, and you're like, yeah, let's do the guest thing. And I go, okay, let's do it. When do they want to have us? And he goes, yeah, they do X time and X time. And I go, what about this day? I can't. What about this day? I can't. What about this next day? I can't. That's not you being just busy, fucking busy.
Yeah, I'm busy.
You want to go meet them at 4 a.m.? I don't want to go to Math Hoffa's barbershop at 4 a.m., okay?
I would.
I doubt they want to do that. They probably
them niggas is up late. They up late. They out late. They don't leave that barbershop after they record. They sit there and
they're sitting there drinking
hours.
I wanted to say I've watched a couple of Math Hoffa clips recently, and I got to tell you, I really like his way. I like his way.
What do you mean? What about
his way?
The way he does his podcast, or
the way you comb your hair, the way you no, just like his way of being.
His approach.
He's affable and like can be lighthearted. Some of the other cats in the shop are more aggressive and there's more of that big barbershop energy. But Math's style, I find it to be disarming and really good. I was impressed by it.
I get it.
Is it Math or Math? I believe it's Math.
It's spelled Math, pronounced Math.
Right.
Like it's spelled Cipha, pronounced Cipher. Like just Cipha, baby.
I knew you were going to go to the Cipha and Cipher.
My friend who's getting married, I met his fiance wife for the first time yesterday. And then I met her sister, and her sister was like, "Oh, Cipher." And then the fiance goes, "It's Cipha with an A." And I go, "Your sister had it right. It's more of a lazy ER."
It's actually Cipha.
Cipha. It's with an A. Cipha.
What about Cipha?
I never get Cipha. I get Cipha. I get Cipha a lot, not Cipha.
Almost like a Sifu.
Sure. Yeah.
Like a martial arts leader. Billy June, earlier it sounded like you were going to weigh in on something and then you got scared off.
Oh no. Oh boy.
No, I was gonna say if anybody wants to hear you rant about what you just said to Cipha a lot more angrily and for 25 minutes, go to patreon.com/.
Hey, Billy June, I got news for you. Shut the fuck up.
What happened? Why are we shutting shut the fuck
He just lied angrily and 25 minutes. There was no anger.
Oh, it's called exaggeration.
Well, but you were actually promoting the Patreon. You want to give them a real bit of information.
Yeah, because it was not as calm as how you just were with him.
There was, by the way,
you were venting.
Wait, he was venting about me?
What he just said to you. But it was
Billy
like
June, this is such a wild. You sound like the Joe Budden fans responding to what we said about Joe Budden on the podcast. I did not sound anything like that. That is so not true. Cipha, go back. You listen. You be the judge.
Wait, I'm confused. Billy, you're saying Rosenberg was ranting about me.
Correct.
What he just said to you. There was
about my schedule,
more vented version to me on the Patreon episode.
On the Patreon,
I was trying to be funny and promote the Patreon episode. If you want to hear more of that, he did it.
You didn't say what that was.
Yeah, why don't you leave the promoting to us, Billy June? Why don't you settle down over there, pal? All right. Why don't you stick to hanging out with Black Thought in Newport, Rhode Island? Even though you didn't hang out with Black Thought in Newport.
Why didn't you hang out with him?
I didn't.
Go listen to the Patreon if you want to hear the story.
But he said to text him, right?
I did text him.
And what happened?
He texted back, and then nothing else happened.
So did he ask for an address? A time?
No, basically he was like, "All right, cool, I'm on the way." And then
what's up with you? And then I told him, and then he didn't.
And then he never followed up again because obviously the man was busy doing a concert. So
I didn't want to be pushy and annoying, so I just didn't send another message.
I just want to spend some time with you, huh?
I'm not a fucking 50s detective.
Yeah, straight Billy June.
That's more 30s, 40s.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, see. Okay, so
can you play Adrenaline? I want you guys to play Adrenaline.
Yeah, so you can listen. I'm going to the Discord from now on. When you try to say some shit about me, I'm going to the people.
Good, go straight to them. They'll tell you the truth. Oh no, they won't.
They were really excited that you hopped in there.
All right. So speaking of people's responses to stuff, I said, because Cipha didn't say anything in this regard, I don't think, but Cipha and I were talking last week about, hey, go support the podcast. Please rate and review on iTunes. And by the way, most importantly, Cipha, I'm sure you did not look, as you probably never have. We have never had our people go and write more reviews, I don't think, than last week.
Oh, fucking awesome.
A lot of, I was scrolling and scrolling and scrolling.
So thank you.
So
all we had to do was ask.
So that was amazing for those of you that did it, but that also means there's still thousands of you that didn't. So we need all that, all the reviews and all the comments. But man, it was cool to read so many nice comments and that you guys are appreciating the consistency. That's very encouraging. But in that conversation, Cipha, I said, I basically said we shouldn't be 49 spots behind fucking Joe Budden.
Right.
That's what I said.
That is what you said, yes.
And I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think I said anything. What do you say?
With a tone.
I had a tone?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, we shouldn't be fucking 49 spots behind Joe Budden. Like that.
Yeah.
But I didn't say anything else after that, I don't think. Billy, I didn't say anything like nasty after that, right?
You said jabronis like Joe Budden.
Jabronis, yeah.
I didn't say jabronis like Joe Budden. Yo, man,
Yes, you
Billy
did.
June.
Why don't you just play it?
Yeah,
Hold on. You have the clip of what I said too?
Yeah,
He used your clip.
Yeah.
Oh, he used the clip.
That's what I was
In
saying.
their clip.
Okay, let's hear the clip.
There are jabroni shows out there that are ranked higher than us because their people review it more often and more regularly and more recently, and they have new subscribers. And Juan Ep should not be hovering. Listen, I don't care. That's why we haven't mentioned it very much, because we don't look at it very much anymore. But as we make this push, Juan Ep shouldn't be 50th on the podcast, music fucking podcast. I'm not going to live 49 spots below Joe Budden. Okay, I know he's a very compelling guy, but give me a break. What the fuck is Joe saying? The 49 spots more interesting than what we're doing on Juan Ep. Just because it's yelling louder? Yeah, he's a loud yeller. So hit us up. Subscribe.
Ain't nobody hitting you up. Shut the fuck up. Yeah. And that's safe, man. Shout out to them, man.
That's me.
All right. Wait. Hold up for 2 seconds. Audience, listening and viewing. I cannot promise you that there will not be shots fired at some of these fraudulent fucking podcasters. All right? Because I'm with the podcast for once. I keep saying it.
That's him.
Joe Anthony Budden Jr. Not him.
No.
Not him. Not him. Clear it the fuck out. It's me.
What's he talking about now? What should I jump to here?
That's
I think
Now-
that was a more of a visual thing where he pointed
Pete.
at the other
Oh, here
guys
we
on the podcast.
Okay.
What is Pete doing?
Who said that?
Pete Rosenberg. Peter Rosenberg. What is Pete doing?
I didn't know, no disrespect to him. I didn't know Juan Ep was back.
And this ain't about Pete. What has gotten in the podcast? See, the other is something in the water, something in the air, something going on.
Pete said that?
You should be mad about the Apple charts like that. Like, really,
You shouldn't be mad about no charts like that.
I mean, facts.
It's a fucking chart.
Yeah.
Do what you're doing. If the shit say 50, oh man, I don't know. I don't even know what to say about it.
Shout out to Pete and Safe, man. That was hate, though.
Pete, that was hate. That's what I'm saying.
That was hate.
That's hate.
I think men have no idea when they're hating, maybe.
Oh, wait. Go.
They just you're contending to hate?
Why the fuck are y'all?
So far, I just want to say, this
Wait,
is
hold on. It's hard to keep up with what's happening. Now the clip is stopped and Rosenberg on Juan Ep is talking live. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
ahead.
That's a very good delineation, Cipha.
Yeah.
I want to stop at this moment and say this. So far, and I haven't heard the rest, and of course, Billy June sent us a 45-minute clip. He just sent us the entire Joe Budden podcast. So I don't know if we'll get to hear the whole thing, but so far, this sounds like the most peaceful war of words between me and Joe Budden humanly possible.
No, like there's somebody else. I don't know who it is. See, this is what I'm gonna get upset about because you always bring me into some shit.
What did I do?
You have to go and diss people.
I didn't
And
diss it.
You don't think what you said is a diss?
Not to them specifically. It was two separate thoughts. I understand
No.
how that would be a diss.
Bro,
They were-
said
They're certainly not a jabroni podcast. That's not what I meant.
okay, fine. Let's separate Jabroni from the other. We go,
Yes.
yeah, he's not more compelling. He's a compelling guy, but not 50 more than us.
Is that a diss?
Yes.
That's not a diss.
But why won't you accept that it is? You're talking shit about him.
That's not talking shit. That's not talking shit. I refuse to accept that was talking shit. I will accept that it was hate. I think he's right. Sounds like hate.
What's the difference
between hate and I didn't disparage Joe in any way. I said he's not 50 spots better than us. I'm bigging us up. I'm saying we're not garbage.
Okay, so it's hate.
I'll accept that it sounds
Okay.
like hate.
Okay. So
Hold
yeah,
on. What's the part I dragged you into though? You're saying someone else, one of his co-hosts, officially Ice. Who's the other guy? It's officially Ice and who? Anyone know?
I don't know.
Can you find out?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. So one of them you're saying weighed in a way at some point here that you didn't like.
He said something about talking shit about people on a podcast, but then seeing them in person. This is not towards me. None of this is towards me.
Parks,
Okay.
Ish, and Ice.
Oh, it's Ish and Ice.
Yeah, and Parks.
None of this shit is
Oh, and
towards
Parks,
me.
of course. Yes.
Yeah, none of this shit is towards me. It's all towards you. The only thing I got was like I jumped in with he is a yeller or whatever it is, which he is. Like
you yelling on this clip about him yelling.
Yeah. So I'm fine with that. But
his buddy was about to talk shit and he pressed pause.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
And then
Okay.
is there something about podcasters talking shit on their shows and then seeing them people in person and being cool with them?
Let me see.
And Joe was like, go ahead, just play it.
Saying shout to them.
Oh,
y'all didn't say that.
them.
I fuck with them. Y'all didn't say that. I told you how I feel. I don't believe in that whole I'm playing cool with you even if we're not cool.
Oh, see.
I just don't.
After that.
I don't.
What do you say? I'm saying shout to them because mine and Cipha's, mine and both of their relationships span, especially Cipha, over 20 years.
So yeah.
There is no.
Do they know that?
Yeah.
So therefore, shut your fucking mouth.
Exactly.
Act like
Oh, y'all got to
Act
stop.
like
Y'all have to stop.
Yeah,
Y'all have
this
to
is
stop.
just podcast beef.
Yeah, y'all have to stop. It's there.
If we cool,
Yo,
I'm
y'all
cool.
understand?
I don't understand.
I'm introducing a new segment this podcast
I don't get
called
that shit.
Monetize This Part. All you out there that take the clips, talk spicy, all you is playing a monetization game. I sit back chilling. And then it's 1 second I get mad and start throwing eggs out the window. These be like, oh shit, Joe going crazy. It's not Joe going crazy. I'm just that. That's
Pause.
that Joe's.
Pause right there. Just real quick. I just want to pause 1 second.
Okay.
He sounds a little yelly right there. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead. Continue.
Not just loud. We know that. We got to stop with these narratives. Joe's just loud. No, Joe's a fucking genius, Pete. Say that part. Anyway,
I'm shocked that.
Well, hold on. I mean, you almost can't say that, Joe, without saying. And again, I'm not asking Joe for $1. I am not taking credit for his success. But you know that I know differently like that, considering the Joe Budden podcast started in my living room, 275 West 96th Street.
He brought this up, but you didn't listen to it first. We
You
both
sent me
did.
the whole goddamn show, Billy.
You had a whole day to listen to it before this.
Hold on. What do you think I was doing yesterday? You think SummerSlam was, hey, Peter, let's all listen to Peter's podcast.
Oh, you're doing your wrestling.
It
That's
was
why we
8
can never
minutes.
get you on Juan Up.
It's 8 minutes.
It's 13 minutes.
Oh, 13.
Hold on. See, now I'm getting annoyed. Now I'm actually getting annoyed.
But Cipha and I listened to the whole thing.
Okay.
No. Don't drag me into whatever the fuck you're talking about, Billy.
But
Don't drag me
But what
into
I'm
it.
saying is you're doing commentary and reactions on something that you wanted to discuss.
I
but you didn't
understand, but
listen to
I
it
did.
first.
At no point did you go, this is a 15-minute conversation.
I only was able to listen because I was driving to Rochester. So I had the time.
What?
That's the only reason. Or I wouldn't have listened.
There was
You
a
know,
point
I
I was
wouldn't have
trying to
listened.
make. There was a point I was trying to make.
The point was, I would know more about what was said. Oh, he says that. I don't know that he says that because it's a long clip and we're not there yet. Okay, let me get to that part. But I'm just saying, next time, time code. Joe says blah, blah, blah. 2:31. Joe says Peter was around from the beginning of the podcast.
I'm busy throwing shit on the floor in my room. I don't have time to do time guys. Who's gonna throw this Chipotle bowl on?
I'm saying if they actually go back and listen to this,
You know,
It's just gonna make it
Chipotle bowl. You know, Chipotle bowls are two parts. There's a foil part and a styro and a recycled paper part. And I have to put both of them on the floor.
And then I have to have the little plastic thing that holds the guacamole. I have the lid with a little bit of guac on it. I have to it's on my
I'm giving you
bed.
both the finger right now.
It's on my bed. All right, here we go.
I am too.
I'm not.
I think it's kind of funny. I think it's hilarious. I think it's pretty funny. It's funny, yo.
To you.
Y'all don't think Pod Wars is funny, huh?
No.
Y'all remind me of when Stack Bundles used to read the internet comments and want to go shoot the fans.
Not the
Like
fans.
that.
Not the fans. Other and yeah.
Not it,
It ain't the fans. It's other that I'm supposed to be cool with.
Yeah.
That part. That's it. If we cool, act like we cool. Look, we just had this conversation.
It depends.
This is about something else.
I don't think this part's about us.
Yo, yeah, somebody else talk shit because I don't even know who those. I don't even know who those guys are. I don't listen to. No disrespect. Not that I don't listen to Joe Budden podcast. I don't listen to podcasts.
Right. No, everyone knows that. Everyone knows.
So I don't know who those guys are, and I don't mean no disrespect. Maybe because I don't. Maybe if I watch the visual, I'll recognize them. So this part is not about us. We're somehow in the after effect of some other podcast talking shit. We got grouped up into that.
That's what I think too.
No, I
Yes.
listened to it. It's this guy is saying, he's like, why are you being so cool and nonchalant about this? Like they talk shit about you. And he's trying to say to him, like, stop.
Yes.
And he's not letting it go. So they're trying to like,
yeah, but Billy, you're not hearing the subtext. They're talking about other people also, like that sees them, that talk shit about them on a podcast and then sees them in person. I never see any of these people in person.
Right, me neither.
So it's not about us.
Yeah, I don't think
we sparked a conversation that
Yes.
obviously has also
it goes back
continuation.
To you guys.
It does go back, yes. The part that
Not Cipha, Peter.
the guy mentioned, the guy mentions punching people. That's what got me. That's why I had to get Joe Budden's phone number from you.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Well, okay, we got to hear that. See,
Yeah.
just for the record though, Billy June, the reason I'm getting a little frustrated here is that's why all this part should have been cut the fuck out and jumped right to the next part. That's what we would have done.
Sorry. I also was
Well,
listening
no
and it
problem.
does go back
I'm
in
just
and
gonna
out.
not
I
say
appreciate your apology, Billy June. Thank you very much.
nothing. If I don't like your shit, I'm gonna just shut up. So
That's no fun.
when start getting punched, that don't be fun.
You know,
So that's the part that made you pick up the phone.
Yes.
Okay, can you tell us what the conversation was? I didn't even know this.
Yeah. I asked you for Joe's number.
Right, I know you asked for Joe's number, but
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was in regard to.
Oh yeah, I
Billy
called
June
him.
thinks I was jacking off all weekend. I was busy.
I called him and I said, Joe, please don't hurt me. It was all Rosenberg. And I don't know. I said, Joe, I said, yo, I said, yo, I don't know who those other guys are. And I don't know if they're your co-hosts, if they were your guests that day. I don't know who they are. No disrespect. But once you go to violence, I gotta figure out what's going on.
Okay.
Once it goes to violence, I have to and violent talk. Like punching is different, that's so Joe said, nah, it's all good. He goes, we talking shit, it's podcast shit. Y'all could go back at me if you want. It ain't nothing like. I said, yo, let's come on the show and let's discuss it. He said, he seemed like he wasn't sure about that for some reason. I don't know. Let me see. He said, let me see. All right. Well, you don't want to have us on? Don't have us on. But they're dissing Juan Ep. They're like, I didn't know Juan Ep was back. Great. That doesn't bother me. I understand Juan Ep is a different animal.
Right.
We're little koala bears and you guys are barracudas.
Right.
It's different.
You said
I get
barracudas?
Yeah, like Rochester.
Okay, barracudas from Rochester.
So I just said, I heard a voice say niggas is gonna get punched. Who's he talking about and why?
And what did Joe say?
And Joe said, nah, he wasn't talking about y'all.
And I assumed that.
Yeah, he said, no, he wasn't talking about y'all. Okay. Not saying that, I need to find out who the fuck said they're gonna punch me. I'm not doing that either. I'm just like, okay.
Is there a real thing here?
Yeah.
Right.
I gotta go on high alert.
Alert mode, sure.
Do I have to go? You know me. I'm on alert. Is there beef? Is there drama?
Do we need to have Billy start carrying a strap? I got
all the shit. Like I said,
I got a revolver from the museum.
I said, Joe, you heard what I said. You do get loud. That's all I said. He goes, no, I know. I go, Rosenberg gets upset about these kind of things. Sometimes I get dragged into it. I said sometimes Rosenberg gets upset that he doesn't get his credit. But even in this clip, you gave him his credit, which you didn't hear that part yet. He goes, yo, this podcast started through Rosenberg or because of Rosenberg, whatever he said. So, you know,
if you were being helpful, you could listen on your own right now and tell us exactly what time that happens at.
But it's all us talking shit. But some guy who had some hood voice that I'm hearing in the abyss of a podcast said someone's going to get punched. Phone call time.
Got it.
Phone call. And if Joe Budden was like, yo, this nigga's a wild animal and he's going to, if he sees you, it's on site. Great.
Now you can prepare. Right.
Now I know.
But that's not how it went. He said, no, it's not about Joe.
He said he wasn't even talking about us, but I could tell from this clip and from talking to Joe, other people are talking shit. And then we got mixed in. Probably other podcasts talking shit, and then someone heard us and took
said,
our clip.
Look, there's the Juan Epps doing it too.
Here's some more gas to your fire. Great.
Right. Okay.
That's all.
So it was a good conversation with Joseph.
Bro, you know what's so great? You know what I love about it? This is what I take away from it.
Okay.
I called, he didn't answer. He called me right back. And he knew it was me, which means my number's in his phone. I'm happy. Oh, that's great. That's my guy.
Wouldn't you think you'd be in Joe's phone?
I don't know. It's so long ago. Me and him used to hang out. We used to hang out.
Well, that's the part that other people don't know too. So like my relationship with Joe is incredibly it's complicated. There's a lot of like when you know people for a super long time, you have different periods with them, different seasons. You know?
I know but let's finish this, but then it goes deeper than this because what do we want?
Oh, wow. Now you're asking big questions.
What do we want? Do we want credit? Do I want credit every single time Rihanna goes on stage?
Yes.
It's not. Yeah, actually.
I know. I mean, there's a line that there's a line that one of my colleagues uses on another colleague of mine, which says something like, if you're not blowing him, you're insulting him. Is that me? If you're not blowing me, you're insulting me. Like that's a good point. What do we want now, Billy June? Any chance?
Go to 11 minutes.
Why do you have to cut me off before I finish the word? Do you notice that?
I just literally put back in my headphones. I was just listening the whole time.
11 minutes.
Yep.
So for the next 7 minutes, what would be?
Oh, okay. No, I skipped through.
All right, good. I'm glad someone did. All right, here we go.
And that's back to my question: when does hate stop? I know we answered it. Maybe when they hit top 5. And you don't know that is hating until they start. You can kind of assume that people are hating. You're in the same business and you're maybe doing better than them publicly, perception at least. You could probably assume that they're hating on you a little bit. I don't agree with that. I don't do that. Yeah.
Depends on the person. Like some really wish you well.
I don't know that says that they don't wish him well.
I agree. No, not that particular clip.
Yeah.
You said just somebody's in your industry and you're doing a little bit better than them.
They say you can assume that there's a good chance. There's a lot of haters out there. Some niggas are just haters. Yeah.
They just flat out hate.
I think there's more haters than there's not haters.
Absolutely.
Well wishers.
I think Ish's point is, and I think we've unpacked this at the top, but I think what Ish is saying is the people that you have these relationships with that you know and are somewhat cool with, you don't expect the hate from, for sure.
If in a business, anything, dog, if your body was crazy, pause, right?
It's not.
And I was
when you said to go to the 11-minute mark.
I was just thinking that.
We're already at 12:10.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
Just thinking, like, didn't you say 11
None
minutes?
of that was about us.
This part is coming right now. It's coming right now. They're about to say your name. Yeah.
Trying to get my
really starting off somewhere else.
No, listen. And I was trying to get my shit right. I'm gonna call my man and be like, yo, what do I gotta do to do X, Y, and Z? Because I fuck with you. So I think that the door would be open for me to improve.
Because you fucking
right.
now,
I wouldn't just be tight.
Now, see, it's a lot of that will do everything in the world but call you and ask you that.
That is true.
And
that's where the hate comes from.
Let me help you out with some context too about the hate. Pete was here at the start of this podcast.
I know.
Oh, so then that helps you with. Oh, did you know that?
But if I had my own, and I'm Pete, and I feel I got a decent rapport with you still, I'm gonna pick up the phone and say, "Yo, what do I have to do to get X, Y, and Z? I'm at a hurdle. I'm at a place. What would you recommend or suggest that I do to do this?"
That requires
That's me though.
in a lot of pride to the side.
Yeah, but if he
doing that,
that's what I'm saying. Like if people if he had done that and put his pride to the side and was vulnerable and picked up the phone and was like, Joe, we have a relationship, known you for X amount of years, you're thriving now, you're doing really good. I'm trying to figure out how to get my shit to the next level. Is there any way that you can give me some counsel here? Then I would say, Pete, like all you got to do is get the fuck off my bed.
That was pretty funny.
But now that's the entertainment. That's
Is
the
that it?
entertainer of Joe.
And by the way, was that the whole?
No, keep it going.
All right, keep going. All right.
Exactly why the
The
nigga
second-
picked up the phone.
Yo,
See, I know
no,
you
but
shout to me.
honestly-
That's why I ain't picked
No,
up the
but
phone.
honestly, the second you get the fuck off of my dick and focus on your craft, you see, I'm joking. I'm joking. In Pod Wars, you're supposed to be able to joke with. Yo, I'm joking. You should.
that's why I ain't doing the Power War shit.
Yo, what? Welcome to
I don't know
episode
how to joke.
553. What is the hell? 553 of the Joe Budden podcast. And if it's up, then that's where it's staying, bitch.
And that's how it should be though. But don't key with me.
Yeah,
if it's
but
up.
I don't put it up like
No,
y'all do.
no.
Y'all put it up quick. Like, yeah,
No.
violently
If
too.
you
Like,
showing me that it's up,
but that
okay,
ain't up.
cool.
That ain't up. The Drake shit ain't up. That's
The
not
Drake,
up.
That's it.
Again, I have two totally different. I think the Drake shit was fun.
I think there's friendly hate.
Yeah, I don't think it was hate. I just think it was fun.
Why did you tell me to keep listening, Billy Joe?
He said he was because he said he was having fun with it.
Today's not a good day. Today's not. There's something going on today. Did you do, Billy? Were you like out last night? Did you bump your head?
No, I was watching you on TV.
You watched SummerSlam? That's it.
Yeah.
You got good rest.
You were on regular TV?
No, of course not. I was on the cock. Peacock. Peacock.
Oh, the Peacock.
I call it the cock, but
That's
you
good.
know.
That's good.
Well, listen. I was hoping, based on the way Billy described it, that I'd get a little bit more than he just went. Yeah, Peter was around from the start. Peter I got to work on a Joe Budden voice too.
Yeah, but what more do you want?
Pete was here. Pete was here from the start.
What do you want?
Pete, listen. I don't know what I want. That's the thing. What do I want? I don't need Joe to fucking suck my dick.
But
He's not going to
here's
give
the
me.
thing.
He's not going to write me a check for 50 grand and go, hey, thanks for. And by the way, Cipha, you should get a piece of that check because Ant was your studio connect originally. He's not going to go, hey, thanks for bringing me the studio. We used that for the first year. You helped get the podcast started, and then you got literally zero, and I've become a multi-millionaire off it. I'm not asking for any money, but I will tell you one thing I'd take, Joe. I'll tell you this right now. You could, when my album came out, you could have had me on your podcast. Or now, when Cipha and I are trying to promote Juan, you could have us on your podcast. You ask me, Cipha, what would I want for being the person who sat in my apartment and helped Joe develop the idea to do it and believed in him, and by the way, got it right because he's a fucking star. And I knew that then. I don't want anything. Honestly, I love Joe, but I wouldn't mind you reaching out and being like, hey, let me help promote your shit. I think he's acting as if, what is he supposed to do? No, the right thing to do now that you've become the biggest podcaster ever in hip hop would be like, hey, that dude, him and Cipha I've been friends with them forever. They started the first hip hop podcast. Oh yeah. And one of them helped me start my podcast. Let's at least have them up here. And as they say in the wrestling business, give them the rub. You know what I mean? I think that would be fair. Is that unreasonable?
No, not at all.
So, I'm not going to call Joe and go, hey man, can you just give me advice on what to do? I know what to do.
Why not? But why not call them and say, can we be on your show to promote our podcast? We just got a new video system. We got, we're making a real push for this.
We bought a VCR.
We got a VCR now. We're dubbing mixtapes.
We're dubbing. We got things happening over here. No, well, I feel like
that's what I'm saying. This is the problem people have with you. You go and say some slick side of your mouth hate shit instead of call and be like, hey man, can me and Cipha do your podcast? We're really making a push for Juan Ep, and we would love to get our numbers up. You know what I mean? But instead now it's like, why would he do it? You said something. Oh, I'm not 49 below Joe Budden. Yeah, you are. You are. And you have to admit that. He didn't make that list. We didn't make that list. The algorithm says you're 49 spots below.
Right.
But you get on him. And that's why people have, feel like those guys, what are their names? Ish and
Ice.
Ish, Ice. Who are they? What do they do? Are they what?
I officially Ice has been like an internet personality for a very long time. He does a bunch of stuff. I don't know about Ish, honestly. I don't listen to podcasts that often either.
Yeah, so I'm not saying any disrespect that I don't know you guys. I just don't.
The painstaking effort, Cipha, that you have gone to in this podcast to not show disrespect is impressive. But no one could take disrespect at this point
because, unfortunately, you put it in that world
of disrespect.
Of now, it's like hood pride, niggas' egos.
Oh, that wasn't about us.
That part wasn't. It's in the mix.
Oh, it's in the mix. It's in the mix. Okay, we're in there.
It's in the mix. So now if I ever run into these guys somewhere, I gotta be able to be like, nah, I didn't know this, I didn't know that. You don't care about the mix. You don't care about the mix.
No, I do. I don't think about it enough in the moment is my problem.
The mix is real because I don't know who that guy is, and I mean no disrespect. But here's the thing. That guy, I always think 10 steps ahead. That guy, whoever said to punch people, Ish or Ice, I don't know which one. That guy, his goons, because those guys are Joe Budden's goons, but they seem to have risen a little bit above goons where they're like on the air now. They have goons. So now in the car ride to the podcast or from the podcast, they're saying, damn, I can't believe Rosenberg and Cipha Sound dissed us. Now the goon, who's like, damn, them niggas talk shit about my man. If I see them, it's on. So now I run into a goon. He's like, yo, why you talking shit about my man? Who? When?
Right.
How? Then I gotta go. Was it me? Then I gotta throw you under the bus. But if I throw you under the bus, then I'm just a bitch.
No one.
Because if you say it, we said it.
I'll tell you something. How about this though? So it is the show right now is hosted by Joe Parks, who's always been there, or almost always. Ice and Ish. What's fucked up though on their Wikipedia page? My name's not on the Wikipedia page once. That's fucked up. All right. Whoever did that. I'm not listed as a former anything. The first 10, 15 episodes said Rosenberg Radio on the shit. Mm-hmm. Anyways, I hear what you're saying. I swear to you, I know it may not sound like it. When we were doing that conversation last week about Joe, I actually held back because I was like, okay, vulnerable. Let me be vulnerable. Let me be honest. I have a problem with, and I am working on it. I've been working on it very hard for now a few years. Validation issues. That's essentially the essence of if you're not sucking my dick, you're insulting me, right? I need constant validation. Okay. So when you see other people thrive and everyone focus on their content and give them a lot of love, unfortunately, I wish this was not the case. In some circumstances where I feel that they're in the same lane as me or something, I feel bitterness.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I wish I was the kind of person who went, I sincerely don't give a shit. I'm so happy for everyone. There's room for everyone. I agree. When Gary V goes on his thing about there's enough for everyone. Granted, I think Gary V is a bit of a snake oil salesman. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. But I do think I agree with him. I agree with that line.
Here's my problem. No, one of my problems.
Gary, I'm joking.
No, but listen, it's true. Sometimes Gary V says some shit that I'm like, okay, whatever.
It feels that way. It can feel snake oil salesman.
But also snake oil helps a lot of people.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, if you're
is the snake oil, does it help people or snakes? The oil's for the people. It's made from snakes.
Made from snakes. But snake oil, if he's selling snake oil, but it makes you get up earlier and push through your life, then the snake oil worked.
That's true. No, you're right. You're right.
So,
and that line he has though about I don't think about fucking anyone. There's enough for everyone. It doesn't matter. I think he's 1000% right.
We will never do what Joe Budden does. So it's not even in the only reason you're ranking it close together is because iTunes says we're in the same category.
Right.
But we're really not. We need a hybrid category.
I know we're not in the right category, to be honest with you. At this point, we're not a music podcast at this point. We're something else. We're some version of that, but not that.
And then when the guy goes, "Oh, Juan is back," they launched. That makes me go, all right, we gotta
do more.
We gotta step it up. That's it. That's all I think of. But like,
so that's interesting. So you don't really feel the same validation issues in that way.
I do to an extent, but I also know how to talk myself out of it because I look inner first. I've told you this before. I look inner. Well, I'm doing something wrong. Where I'm not getting the love and respect I think I deserve. Because we sit down as many times as they sit down to record what they now call in this world content. We sit down as many times as they do. Maybe they do more. He seems like he has a lot more episodes, but
right. Well, yeah,
we sit down and we do, and I look at it like I fucks with our 900 patrons or whatever the number is. I don't know what the number is. I fuck with them. And
660 at this moment.
Okay, I fuck with them. And the value we bring. We don't do all that wild talk crazy about artists or whatever's happening in pop culture. I don't like it because we could do that easily.
Well, that was one of the reasons you didn't really even enjoy the morning show like that, because it was that
100%. 100%. And I don't like, one thing I don't like is walking through the streets in New York City and having to fucking watch my back. Bro, I'm cool with Wax, who's Charlemagne's goon. And I run into them in certain places where you're not there, and I feel great.
Are you suggesting that if I ran into him, I wouldn't feel as great?
I think they would be words.
Oh boy.
You know what I'm saying? Could you run? I ran into Charlemagne and Wax at Madison Square Garden for that Pete Davidson comedy show thing.
Mm-hmm.
Can you run into what happens if you run into them there?
Well, I don't know. Charlemagne and I have run into each other a bunch of times and had many interactions, but not one in several years. And you never know how people view things as years go on. So I'm never gonna, when I see someone, I have a tendency to immediately, they feel humanized to me. And I'm just like, hey, what's up? Maybe that's being a pussy. I don't know. I just think it's being a human being. But at this point, I don't know. I don't really talk much about Charlemagne anymore.
Right.
When Charlemagne gets, when people go for Charlemagne on the most intense of things, I've never said shit. I have never tried to end that man's career. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, but that doesn't mean that other people think of it that way. They may not think of it that way. They may think I'm the worst and I went for him, blah, 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 blah. But honestly, it's funny. At some point, I stopped thinking about, for some reason, this is interesting because the thing we just talked about validation, Charlemagne used to be my number one, the number one thing that drove me crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was just accepting that I would never be as mainstream popular as he was in the hip hop world that gave me peace. I was just like, oh, that's not what I am. That is a different thing altogether. But for whatever reason, he doesn't bother me anymore, at least in any sort of competitive sense. It's other random shit that will pop up that can get to me.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. There's something. It's internal, man. It's something.
I know it is. It's all. It's and generally, listen, I can feed it with other things, and you know, I don't know if you know this, but I recently became engaged. Yeah. You're not familiar?
Still working on divorce.
What, my divorce?
Yeah.
So no. Like, so obviously you have a relationship, you have people you love. There are ways to fill your cup that are pure and good, but ultimately it comes from you. Whether like that's one of the things I learned about in my divorce. I don't know if you know I'm divorced. Yeah. One of the things that I learned was even seeking the validation from the people closest to you is not what you want. Natalie's job is not to make me feel full and complete. We're supposed to have a relationship as two full, complete human beings. I shouldn't need her to make me feel like I matter. Because I'm good enough. I'm smart enough, and doggone it, like
I want to put out my comedy album or my special or whatever.
Wait, the one you're recording yesterday?
I recorded yesterday. I want to put that out, and I want Joe Budden and Nori and $1 Million Worth of Game and FAQ and whoever else is the hip hop podcast. I want them to go, holy shit, Cipha Sounds, one of us ventured into another world and is putting out a product, and that's fucking cool. But Joe Budden, when I drop my shit, now there's going to be like a thing with his people, a thing. Nah, that guy hates. No, I don't want that.
No.
Yes.
Because I said that, you think that's going to happen?
Of course. The guy from Juan, they're haters.
But you talk to Joe. You want the real dose? Here's the reality. I'm going to give you reality check, homie. Okay?
Yeah.
Love Joe. He's a great guy. He's not going to have you on, and he wasn't going to have you on. And that doesn't mean he doesn't love you, but he just wasn't going to.
Okay.
I don't, that's my personal opinion. And I don't think, and let me say this, if I'm wrong about that, and if Joe would have you on, he'd still have you on. Because you didn't do shit. I barely did anything.
Yes, but that's what this one particular one is tiny. It's a little thing. It's a blip. But those blips turn into blobs, and blobs turn into goons, goblins, Sasquatch.
Okay, well, so hold on. Let's before we put a bow on this whole thing, and you go to your Rochester wedding.
Yeah, my Rochester wedding with the
Barracudas. Let me learn from this experience, okay?
Yes.
Because I'm being sincere. I truly would love if the only energy I put out in the universe was positive. I'm never proud of expressing negative. Like back in the day, doing the realness was like fun to me. And I so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. But when you really look at it, it's fucked up. In the radio business, the biggest segment on The Breakfast Club, Donkey of the Day, talking shit about people.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest segment on our show, congratulations, you played yourself, talking about people.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we are bred to think is the only thing that works. Yo, I'm good. At 43, I swear to you, I am good at criticizing people.
Okay, so now from now on, when you start doing that, I'm going to check you.
So how are you going to check me? Let's just come up with a plan real quick. It's like a safe word.
I'm going to be like, hey, it's going to be Rochester.
Oh, by the way, I meant to tell you, guess who I heard from this week?
Who?
This is important. Okay. I don't know if Emilio could put up a graphic that looks like godly or something.
Emilio could do anything.
I heard from John Hamburger.
Oh, what'd he say?
Everyone wait. We heard from our leader.
Billy, who's that guy that talks reckless on what do you call it? What was it? Discord.
There's two.
Yeah, what's the name?
Cuckoo Cal.
Yeah, but it's something else. It's
and
Cuckoo Cal
Dazid.
something, right?
And Dazid. Cuckoo Cal always changes his shit to Cuckoo Cal something.
Oh, okay.
Someone telling Juanito that he had to pay for Patreon and calling him a fatso.
How did that spark so much fucking disgust by you? That's not even that bad.
Yeah, it's so rude.
I can't. Yo, Billy, with all due respect, Juanito being called fatso by someone in the Discord is not crazy.
Yeah, we call him fat all the time.
He's been a part of fat jokes publicly for 15 years. Like, Is it nice? No, I wouldn't say
No,
it's nice.
not nice.
I wouldn't call anyone fat, so I think that's very rude. But to act like he dropped the N-bomb on him.
Yeah, because, listen,
crazy.
It looked like there was so much drama. I went into the Discord to see what it was and couldn't find it.
You were like, what is this?
I couldn't find it.
All right, here's what John Hamburger said.
Okay, here we go.
Rosenberg, keep the ball rolling. Good shit. Gonna have to give Cipha some shit now. You making Billy June sound like Mason Verger from Hannibal had me dying. Keep it up, man.
What do you mean give me some shit? What does that mean?
I guess because this is based on the Patreon, maybe when you were there and I was talking shit.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, I got you.
Wait, who's Mason Verger from Hannibal? I'm guessing he's a detective or something.
Is that that's a TV show, right? Hannibal, or a movie?
Oh, the movie Hannibal.
Movie, yeah. That's Hannibal Lecter.
That's right. That's exactly what it's about. It's not about Hannibal Buress. Mason Verger is a fictional character and the main antagonist of the novel Hannibal, as well as the 2001 film adaptation. I love the movie Hannibal. It's about a killer. But I'm not weird.
All right. Well, peace and blessings, guys. Stay positive.
I promise, guys. I promise to John Hamburger. Hand to John Hamburger. Okay. I promise. I'm truly serious about this. You are not going to hear negative shit from me. And if you do, Cipha is going to say
Rochester.
We'll see.
Yeah, listen, we're low on the iTunes chart. All that could have been said of us trying to get our bread up without
mentioning anyone else,
without going at Joe Budden.
Yeah, or saying jabronis about anyone else, any nameless podcast. That's a great point. I truly, this is a lesson that came at a time when I've already been thinking about this. Natalie has been encouraging me since I met her to sort of like put a little bit more positive takes out there in the world instead of negative takes. And I think she's right. And I think you're right, Cipha. And Cipha, I want to wish you the best of luck yesterday.
Thank you. It went smashingly.
I hope you fucking killed it yesterday. Yo, if you're not on Patreon, it's a new month. July just started. You're gonna get
August just started.
Hey, you fucking idiot! It's August.
I know one thing. I know. I have a calendar. It's buried under this Chipotle bowl on my bed. It says it's August for. But sign up for the Patreon. Juan Ep is life. You will not regret it. You'll get minimum 4 bonus episodes this month. Maybe some other things as well. Thanks to Emilio Sparks, our producer, Billy June, our other producer, Jabari, our social media guy, Jamal, who's holding it down for us on the business side of things. Good night and good luck.
Billy, why is your calendar orange? Oh, because I like to look at the dates when I eat Cheetos.
Well, no. I call it my calendar, my Cheeto holder. I put my Cheetos on it.
All right, I'm going to a wedding. Peace.